Isometric abdominal series here. First off, you want to make sure that our pelvis stays in neutral throughout the series. So take your hands here, create a triangle. You want to make sure that we're not tucked under where that triangle starts to tip this direction. We're not arched, so our triangle starts to tip down towards our feet. We want that triangle to be parallel with the floor, so we know that our pelvis is in neutral. This is where we want to shoot for throughout the entire series of the exercise. You're going to start here with your right hand and your right knee. I want you to lift them up and have them create contact with each other. In this start position, you're going to inhale first, exhale, press the hand and the knee into each other to create a connection, just to feel that activation of your abdominals here on that right side. So we're not pressing as hard as we possibly can, just to a point where you start to feel your abdominal muscles connect. You're going to press for the duration of your exhale as you breathe out, and as you inhale, you're going to release that pressure in your arm and your knee. And again, inhale first, exhale to press, inhale to release. All right. Bridge with a ball squeeze. You're going to take a ball, place it between your knees, bring your feet so that they're comfortably close in line with that ball width. You're going to inhale here, exhale, slowly connect into the ball, about 50% effort as you press straight up into your bridge, being thoughtful not to overextend or arch through your back. Hold here as you exhale and then slowly lower back down with control. All right, so focusing on our lat connection with respect to how it helps us to engage with our abdominals. So you're going to take a fairly decent sized dumbbell. I like something between 8 to 10 pounds. You're going to reach the arms all the way up overhead here to start. Your goal is to reach those arms back overhead without your rib cage or your pelvis moving. So you're going to connect your abdominals here into that neutral spine. I'm going to inhale as I slowly reach the arms back overhead, reaching towards the floor, keeping my rib cage neutral throughout. Exhale, connect my abdominals as I pull that weight back up to my start position. Inhale here, reaching back overhead. Exhale, abdominals connect to pull that weight back up. Hip hinge rows. So you're going to start with a helpful, challenging weight. You're going to bring your feet so that they're about shoulder distance apart. And then I want you to hinge at your hip to sit back so that your torso comes down towards the floor on a nice long angle. So we want to make sure that we're not arching here. We're also not rounding the spine, but we're keeping a nice neutral position. Again, connecting rib cage to the front of the pelvis. Our arms are going to stay long here. Our gaze stays looking down at the floor, so we're not looking up to extend our neck, but keeping that nice neutral. You're going to inhale here, exhale to pull the elbows straight back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then slowly release the arms back down with control. Exhale to pull. Squeeze those shoulder blades, keep the elbows close to the rib cage, and then slowly release. You'll notice as you're working the upper back here, you're also going to feel some work in your seat because our glutes here are helping to keep this nice long connection through the back line of the body while we continue to work the upper back. If it's too challenging to stay in this position for the entire set, feel free to pull and then stand tall in between each rep until you build up more endurance across that back line in order to support through the entire set. Rotator cuff external rotation and standing. So you're going to choose two kind of light weights. You're going to hold your elbows in a 90-degree position, palms facing up. We're working on opening our hands out to the side to squeeze the shoulder blades together to help to create strength across the upper back to help open up the front of the chest. Often this area becomes tight when we're working through a lot of neck and shoulder challenges, as well as carrying a lot of little ones throughout the day and breastfeeding. This especially becomes really tight. So we want to work on strengthening that upper back for all of the work that you're doing throughout the day, and this is a great place to start. So we're going to have both hands here. We're going to inhale to prepare, exhale to open. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, being thoughtful that we're not hiking the shoulders up in the process. Think long through the elbows and down towards the floor. Inhale to return. Exhale to open and return. I'm going to turn to the side so you can also see here my pelvis and my rib cage are staying stacked. So as we open here, we want to make sure that we're not thrusting forward with our rib cage or our head in order to do that. Those need to stay stacked back over our heels, so it's just the opening that's happening here at my arms. You can also take a staggered stance approach here if that's helpful for you to keep your rib cage stacked better over your pelvis, so that as you open, again, it's less natural to thrust forward because we're in that better staggered stance.